What's up, everybody? It's your boy Trump the Gamer here with a video type I haven't done in probably 3-4 years. I think it's a how I would book video because, as you know, Roddy Strong has been in the news recently because he's been requesting his WWE release, and apparently he's requested it not once, not twice, multiple times and been turned down. So here's the eternal dilemma everybody's having. How would you book Roderick Strong to keep him happy? Well, he's got the whole Diamond Mine stable, or at least he did before Malcolm Bivens before Malcolm Bivens decided to say, "Peace out, Holmes, I'm leaving." So my booking will operate in the belief that that Bivens never left, but he still hangs around with Roddy and kind of thing. So here we go. For me, what I would do is have Roddy, he'd go up to the main roster. He'd bring up Ivy Naya with him, because I don't know if she actually fits in the NXT thing, and she can always go back down later. But Ivy's gonna be like a perky female minion type, and while the Brutus is, they hold things down in NXT, represent Diamond Mine down there. Bivens will work with both Roddy and Ivy and the Creed, so you can kind of settle back and forth as they're, grades. Because if you're sending guys down to NXT and back and forth, why not have guys that operate on both shows? Roddy can go up to the main roster, work a program up there, and work on NXT. Kind of integrates the stable both ways. Anyway, he'll go up there and work a program with Ricochet, because let's face it, Ricochet is a damn good performer, and he deserves a lot better than what he's been getting. And Roddy just needs a platform to show that he can he can be a guy. He can be he won't be a game changer. He's not gonna be a world champion unless you seriously build him up to be one, like they were trying to do with Cesaro after they honored the giant Memorial Battle Trophy thingy in 2014. But that's a whole different kettle of fish. We'll cover that in some other video down the road. But anyway, he goes up to the main roster and has a feud with Ricochet, saying, "Hey, I'm a better wrestler than you. I deserve to hold the Workforce Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, not you." So they have a banger. I don't know. Let's say Payback, and Ricochet retains there because the program just starts. You don't want to have a heel triumph early. So Ricochet retains there. But, Roddy got screwed because of a bad referee call. The ref missed his foot on the rope or something. So, that gives Roddy grounds for a rematch. They go to Money in the Bank and have another match. And, I think this time you'd have a stipulation attached to it. So, they can't, call it because of bad referee. I'd say, Money in the Bank. You got ladder matches for Money in the Bank briefly. How about a 15-minute iron? Most falls wins the Intercontinental Championship. That would give Roddy a great chance, a great place to show off his technical ability. Plus, you get a banger of a match out of both guys. So, 15-minute Iron Man match. I'd say Roddy wins the title on, what do you think? 4-3, 7 falls in 15 minutes. Is that too much? Maybe 3-2, something like that. Anyway, Roddy wins the title, and he holds the title there, and he also decides to not only defend it on SmackDown, but also defend it against the guys in NXT. Giving the NXT guys a bit more exposure, and it also lets the title, get a lot more prestige than it has been in the last 3, 4, 5 years, because it hasn't been really important since The Miz and Dolph Ziggler had that amazing program for it in 2016, in my opinion. So it's why don't you have a main roster guy with the title and, shuffle back and forth between main roster and NXT. It would instantly give the title more credibility, and it would also give the performer credibility because you're defending it against a wide range of opponents. Imagine Roddy Strong and Carmelo Hayes in the Intercontinental Championship on an NXT episode. The instant prestige the title would get will just go straight up skyward. It would just go like Becky said the other night. Way up. So it's you do that. Meanwhile, the Creeds with Bivens, they win the NXT Tag Team titles from from MSK eventually, because in this booking, MSK was not released. Obligatory "fuck you, Kimberly" reference, by the way. Because it's her fault that Nash Carter got let go for a fucking stupid reason, but that's another tangent I'm maybe going to. So yeah, Creeds win the NXT Tag Team Championship from MSK. I say like, I don't know, 2 out of 3 falls, steel cage match or something. Make it, make it brutal. Work on their physicality. Have them out to highlight the physicality, and MSK can do all kinds of high flying shit in the cage. Highlight and accentuate the positives of the MSK, they're great at high flying. The Creeds are good with, brutality and shit like that. You want an environment that lets them work to their strength. They're good with, hard mat wrestling and physicality. So if you're throwing guys into the cage, that shows off that, hey, these guys are bloodthirsty freaks. So that helps them out as well. And for Roddy, like I said, he wins the Intercontinental title, comes down to NXT, has a program with Mello. They work together. Mello doesn't win the thing, but it immediately gets the Intercontinental Championship over, and it also raises the stock of Roddy Strong, slowly but surely raising his stock in the company. And it also raises the level of the Intercontinental Championship. And after he has that little program with Mello, while he's working with Mello, simultaneously, we could say he works with, who's another person that used championship that hasn't had them before? How about Xavier Woods? Well, he's working concurrently with Mello, who might undergo like a face turn or like a tweener turn down in NXT while he's working with Roddy, who is undoubtedly a heel. Mello could have like a tweener turn while they have this program. And, Roddy's also working the SmackDown program for the IC title with Xavier Woods, because Xavier always ever held in his career is his tag team title, and I think him having the workhorse title after Roddy has it for like, I don't know, 3-4 months, he'll go, he'll do feuds in NXT with like, let's see, Mello, maybe Cameron Grimes once he drops the NXT North American Championship, that he goes for the NXT Championship down the road. Maybe A-Kid, he'd have some feuds there. And what else? Let's see what else. Like I said, he works with Xavier on the main roster as a compliment to the NXT work. NXT title at this point is getting more prestige than it has in the last 3 or 4 years. And I'd say after about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months with the belts, I'd say Roddy drops it to Woodsy after the NXT and main roster programs are over. I'd say he drops it to Woods at I don't know, SummerSlam maybe, and Roddy can move on to potentially, having that big program with the Intercontinental Championship and having, banger after banger. You can work that as a way to put him over, make him a big guy, make him one of the big guns. You can have him to eventually, get into a feud with the new Universal Champion, who in this case would be Drew McIntyre. I think they would have a banger of a feud, and maybe, just maybe, with that run with the NXT title, that would, send Roddy into the stratosphere, and maybe, just maybe, get him the Universal Championship, and finally make him a world champion in the WWE. Side note, Ivy Nile would come up, and, she and Ronda Rousey would work a program over SmackDown Women's Championship. She wouldn't win, but she gained the valuable experience, and eventually once Ronnie dropped the title to, I don't know, we'll say for the sake of argument, she dropped it to Shayna. Maybe Ivy can go into a program with Shayna, eventually turn babyface, like a babyface underdog, and, use that pitbull mentality to eventually overcome the Queen of Spades and become champion in her own right. But that's another booking for another day. But anyways, that's what I would do. That's how I would book Roddy Strong. How would you do it? Let me know in the comments. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more videos, be sure to follow us on Twitter at BetterThanAJ, and of course, the CCG at SunTV for rating. Till next time, peace out, y'all.